Hey, welcome to class. Uh, Today's class will be focused on the stomach meridian pathway. So all of our postures will, in some way, somehow, affect the things that we worry about and how we can use that energy into something more creative and more productive for our daily lives. So, with that being said, let's get started at the center of our mat. Toes face forward, hips forward, eyes face forward, and relax here. Feel the weight evenly distributed between your feet, right? You even like lift up your toes. You know, feel a slight bend in the knees, not too much, but just real soft back behind the knees. Feel the shoulders stacked over the hips, chin slightly tucked so that there's a nice long cervical spine to hold up your head. Soften your gaze to look forward. Feel the oceanic sounds of your breath and the quality that it maintains. Find this soft quality throughout your practice by taking deep inhales to your lower belly to allow the belly button to expand, and a deep exhale to contract, to pull the lower belly into the spine. Really use all of your breath through all of your movements during this time. So, with that being said, swing your arms up, biceps frame the ears, spread the fingers wide, root down through the soles of your feet, and squeeze your quads so that it gives you a chance to stand up a little bit taller. As you squeeze your quads, squeeze your glutes to press the hips forward, and then stretch your arms up to the ceiling so that you can use that stretch along the side body. Firm up the core as you inhale to lift your chin up, to look up in between your hands. Look back, reach back. Press your hips forward. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Relax your head, bring your forehead to your knees, chest to the thighs. Allow the arms to relax where your shoulder blades separate from the midline. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Chin slightly tucked. Suck the lower belly in, shoulders away from your ears as you rock the way forward. Exhale, plant the hands down, and then lower down knees, chest, and then chin to the mat. Inhale to slither up for your cobra. Squeeze through your glutes and your quads. Point through your big toes as you press your hips down to the mat. Lift your chin up. Inhale. Exhale. Curl the toes under. Press the mat away for your downward facing dog. Use your index finger and your thumbs to press the mat away as you rotate your triceps in towards your ears to get more length out of your arms and the side of your ribs. Relax the lower belly so that you can bring your chest to your thighs. And then you may feel a little stretch behind your hamstrings and calves as you soften your heels down to the mat. Take another inhale in your downward, in your first downward dog, the upside down D. Now, inhale to bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk forward. Hang out in your forward fold. Hang heavy here. Don't miss a step. Inhale, rise up, lift up. Look back, reach back, press your hips forward. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands down, lower. Knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale for your cobra. Stretch along the front side body here. Lift that chin to the ceiling. Exhale, downward. Feel settled in your downward facing dog. Yes, it's an upside down V shape, but you want to feel the flow go to your head as you can hear your heart beat. Use that energy to travel the flow throughout your body, to energize it, to warm it up. So on your inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop forward. Hang out in your forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, rise up, stand up tall. Squeeze your quads. Lean, press your hips forward. Look back. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold, hang out. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Recalibrate the spine here. Then exhale, plant the hands down. Step your feet back. Lower, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Slither up. Rise up for your cobra. Exhale for your down. Find your breath. Collect your thoughts. Collect the emotions that might come up. Use your breath to send them away. Now use your inhale to bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, hop forward, hang out, forward, forward. Now squeeze your big toes and ankles together to touch. Squeeze your quads together to touch, right? And then stand up. Circle sweep your arms overhead, palms pressed. Maybe you interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, and cross your thumbs. Root down through your heels as you use your inhale to suck your lower belly in and stretch up to get real narrow. Use your inhale to get real narrow here, then exhale. Press your hips over to the left, point over to the right for your half moon. In this half moon, feel the stretch along the left side body. That's what we're stretching here. It's associated with frustration and anger. So, try to squeeze down a little bit more on your left foot. Rotate your right bicep forward, bring your left bicep back. Lift your chin away from your chest here. Right? You want to shine your heart towards the front side of the room. Use your right arm to pull your left arm over to the right. Hold what you have for 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Right? Use your breath to get real narrow here. And then point over to the left, hips over to the right. And you're just sliding your hips over to the right so that your torso just bends over to the left. You don't have to do anything. But what you should do is root down through your right foot. Bring your right hip forward, maybe bring your left hip back so they're nice in line. Scoop your left bicep forward, bring your right bicep back. Feel the stretch along the right side ribs. And hold what you have for 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Now bend your knees, straighten them, shake your head yes, shake your head no. Now look up in between your sealed palms. Rotate your triceps inward, just a little bit more. Get real narrow here. Then bring your biceps by your ears. Rock your weight into your toes so you can press your hips forward. Use your breath to stretch along the front side body so you can surrender back behind you. Squeeze your glutes forward. Don't hold your breath. And use your breath to come to stand up. And hinge forward. Bend the knees. And then release the fingertips down to the mat. And you can do some bending of the knees. Maybe you lift your heels up. Hey, swing from side to side or take a couple of twists here. But what we will do is hands to feet. So belly deep your knees. Lift your heels up and then scoop your hands back behind your heels. Fingertips point in the same direction as your toes. Bring your forehead to your knees. And then with your exhale, lift your hips up to the ceiling. All right. Disappear your forearms behind your shins. So they're right behind your calves. Really glued there. Use the strength of your hands to pull your chest to your thighs and your forehead to your shins. Release your pelvic floor as you stretch your hips up to the ceiling just a little bit more. Feel the stretch behind your hamstrings here. How long can you hold it for? So you can pull yourself in and stretch a little bit more. Rock your way forward and release. Interlace your fingers. The same way you came in is the way you're going to come out. Come to stand up all the way nice and tall. And then release your hands back by your sides. Great work. Now, start to roll down nice and slow. Tuck your chin to your chest. Vertebrae by vertebrae, start to roll down. Melt away from standing to forward fold. And inhale for a halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. Exhale, plant the hands down, step the feet back, pausing your upper push-up plank. Shoulders stacked over wrists, spread the fingers wide. Lift your hips up in line with your shoulders as you suck your lower belly in. Right, heels point back to the back of the room. Inhale to push the mat away. Exhale, lower halfway. Untuck the toes. Lift your thighs and hips up off the mat. Not touching the mat. Lift your chest and chin up to the ceiling for your upward facing dog. Take your exhale to push the mat away for your downward facing dog. That's your chaturanga, right? Your flow. So anytime that you feel disconnected with your breath, we'll use that flow to reconnect us. So, that being said, inhale to step your right foot forward. Keep your back heel lifted. Rise up for your crescent lunge. Biceps by the ears. Right ankle stacked right underneath the left, the right ankle stacked right underneath the right knee. Now, maybe you have to crawl your right toes up toward the front edge of the mat to do so, but press through your big left toe. Press so much that you can feel your left glute squeeze here, and then press your hips forward. Suck your lower belly in as you reach up a little bit taller. Take an inhale and exhale to hold this. Feel this shake. Feel the wobbles, feel the shakes here. Take an inhale, and then exhale to twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. Keep the shoulders still stacked over the hips if you can, but press through your feet into the mat, whether it's your left toe or your right foot. But squeeze your quads so that they scissor in. Lift your chest up just a little bit higher. Reach through your fingertips forward and backward. All right, nice and tall. Don't forget your breath. Take another inhale here. Then exhale, bring your right arm by your right ear. Come back to that crescent lunge. Now, bring your left foot in and then place it flat onto the mat. And then bring your hands to either side of your right foot for pyramid. In pyramid, make sure that your hips are nice and leveled underneath the mat here. As you start to hinge your hips over your right thigh. Pull the crown of the head towards your toes so that you can get the stretch in your right hamstring. Slight tuck of the chin so that the cervical spine is nice and long. If you can bring your forehead to your shin, do so. But do so where it does not take away from the stretch itself. Your body is your best teacher, so honor that. And now take a soft bend in the knee. Place your hands to either side of your foot. Bring your right foot to meet the left foot, and then go through your flow, your chaturanga. Push the mat away. Then rise up for your up dog. Take an inhale there. And then downward dog, where you take your exhale there. Now, on your inhale, bring your left foot forward. Keep your right heel lift. Rise up, crescent lunge. Stay low in the lunge. Press so much through your right big toe that your right heel stays lifted. You should feel a stretch along the right side hip here. Remember, this is all associated with the stomach meridian. You can shine your chest forward to get rid of that worry and transform that energy into power, strength. Use your inhale to stretch up tall. Exhale to twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. Shoulders still stacked over hips. Oh. Should bring my chin to the left shoulder. And it's okay if you feel the wobbles and the shakes. Stand tall through it. Take another breath here. Then exhale, bring your left arm by your left ear. Then place your right foot flat. Bring your hands by either side of your left foot for pyramid. Here, level out the hips. Feel nice and long in the spine here. No collapsing, rounding in the spine. Keep it nice and flat as much as you can. But bring the forehead to your shin. Release any tension from the lower belly. And now release. Start to bend your left knee. Place your hands on either side of your foot. Step your left foot back to meet the right. And go through your flow. Inhale for your upward. Exhale for your downward. Nice. Now feel the energy here as you continue to press the mat away through your index and thumb. Feel the quality of your breath. So in downward facing dog, start to walk your hands towards your feet and then hang out forward fold at the back edge of your mat. Now, come to crawl all the way up, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then take a quarter turn once your shoulders stack over your hips and your head pops up. Inhale to circle sweep the arms overhead, palms press. Then exhale, take a giant step out to the left. Arms come parallel to the mat. Maybe you pigeon toe your big toes inward. Right? Now pull your arms back. Press your hips forward for a slight back bend. And use your exhale to swan dive forward. And then use your hands to grab the outside edge of your ankles. If you have to bend your knees to do so, do that. But if you have straight legs, that's just fine. Right? If you have straight legs, maybe you grab for the pinky side edge of your feet. Right? For everyone else, you can grab for your heels or your outside ankles and lift your hips up to the ceiling. Shrug your shoulders away from your ears as you rock your weight onto your big toes. That allows you to lift your hips up to the ceiling. You should feel a stretch in your hamstrings here. Soften your belly so that you can bring the crown of your head down to the mat. Now release your pelvic floor so that you can spread your sit bones a little bit wider and allow more lengthening of your hamstrings and your spine. You should feel a traction of your spine as you use your arms to pull yourself. And now release. Start to bring your arms out parallel, the same way you came in, the same way you're going to come out. Start to hinge up, shoulders stacked over hips. And then bring your left foot to meet the right foot. Palms come press overhead, and then release the arms down by the sides. Now, take a quarter turn. You start to roll all the way down, like you're wringing out a rag. Start to roll all the way in, slowly and surely. Roll in, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now take a halfway lift, flat back long spine. Exhale, plant the hands down for your upper push-up plank. And go through your flow. Push them out of the way. Look up. Up dog. Look down. Down dog. Now, bring your right foot forward. Bend the left knee in your low lunge for your Kapiasana. Stack your shoulders over your hips. You can bring your hands to your lower back. Squeeze your elbows together and then push your hips forward. Lift your chest up. Lift your chin up to the ceiling. Feel the stretch along the left side hip as you point through your left toes. But don't neglect your left glute. Squeeze your left glute as you press your hips forward. Surrender your head in between your shoulders. Breathe in deeply into your lungs. And then use that breath to sink a little bit lower into the hips. Press the shin and the sole of the foot into the mat. And then release. Bring your hands to either side of you. Maybe you make sure that your front foot is underneath your front knee. Stretch your left arm up. Fingertips reach up to the ceiling. Stretch the left side ribs. Take an inhale here. Then exhale, bring the left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Feel the twist in the spine. Bring your bring your chin to your right shoulder. And use the palm to palm connection to facilitate the twist. All right. You want the forearms stacked in one vertical line. Your hips face forward So maybe you have to draw your right hip back to push your left hip forward. Let your left shin and right foot are firmly pressed onto the floor. Take an inhale. Then take an exhale to twist, twist, twist. And release, plant the hands down. Curl the back foot, step your right foot to meet the left, and go through your flow. Up dog, down dog. Now, left foot forward for your Kapiasana low lunge. You can bring your palms to your lower back. Squeeze the elbows together, lift your chin up to the ceiling. Squeeze your right quad, your right glute. To press your hips forward, protect the front hip. Stretch the front of your chest here. You lift it up to the ceiling to look up and back. Use the breath to stretch along the front side and the side ribs. Right? We're stretching the ribs away from the hips as much as we can to look back. And then release. Bring your hips to stack underneath your shoulders. Remember, front knee over front ankle. Stretch the right arm up. Stretch the right side ribs here. Use your breath. And then use your breath to twist. Bring the right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Stack the palms. Form stacked vertical line. Look over your left shoulder. Press down through the sole of your left foot and your right shin onto the floor. Use this twist here. Don't sag the spine, but lift up through the spine. Nice long spine as you twist the middle and upper back. Feel your hips still in one line here. All right. Use this twist to bring out any worry or frustration that you might hold when the energy gets stagnant. Has a tough time trying to release. Use your breath to release it. Take an inhale one more time. Then exhale to twist, twist, twist. And release. Bring the palms down to either side of your foot. Step the left foot back and go through your flow. Inhale, push the mat away. Exhale, lower. Inhale for your up dog. Exhale for your down dog. Now, bring your body back to a plank and then lower down to the mat for belly savasana. Or bring your chin onto the mat. Palms still stay where they are, underneath your shoulders. Now, squeeze the legs together and point through your big toes. Then use your inhale to lift up for your cobra. No weight in the hands here, but the elbows are back like grasshopper legs. Press the hips down into the mat. Squeeze through your quads and your glutes, through your big toes. Now, use the strength of your lower back to lift the chest, to lift the chin up. No weight in the hands. Take another breath here. And release. Bring the left ear to the mat. Wrist by hips. Yeah, take a nice breath here. It's okay. You've done great work so far. So let's keep it going by bringing the chin to the center of the mat. Squeeze the legs together and extend the arms out to the side. So you're like a big airplane on your mat. Exhale all your air out. Then take an inhale to lift everything up. Lift your legs up, lift your chest up, lift your arms, lift your head. For this full locus here, you're going to continue to press your hips into the mat. As you lift your as you lift your legs up and your chest up, use the strength of your lower back to lift up just a little bit higher. Right? Squeeze your quads to use your legs to lift up just a little bit more. And release. Bring your right ear down to the mat. Yeah, wrist by hips. Big toes touch. Find your breath. This is great. Right? So we have one more lower back strengthening exercise, which is floor ball. So bring your chin to the center of your mat. Bend your knees and grab your feet from the pinky side edge with your hands. Squeeze your legs together. Roll your shoulders back. Take an inhale. Then exhale to kick up and back. Now, as you kick back, use your quads, not so much, but your hamstrings more, and your glutes to kick into your hands. The more you kick into your hands, the more that you can lift your chest up just a little bit higher. And then you can lift your chin up just a little bit more. Yeah, you'll rock your way into your belly. Use every inhale to roll back, and then exhale to kick higher. And release. Left ear to the mat, wrist by hips. Find your breath. Now, bring your palms underneath your shoulders. You're going to come for camel. So come to kneel at the center of your mat, hips over your knees. Bring your palms to your lower back. Right. Just like in Kapha asana, fingertips point down to the mat. Squeeze the elbows in. Shoulders stacked over hips. Start to release your head in between your shoulders. This is camel. You can stay here. But I encourage you to surrender. So by doing so, bring your hands to your heels. Yes, this is a lot. Bring your hands to your heels. For me, I can bring it to my calves. But the more that you can allow yourself to let go, the deeper you can get into the camel. So press your hips forward by squeezing your glutes forward. Lift your chest up to the ceiling and release your head in between your shoulders. Use your breath to breathe deep into your lower belly. And release. Start to crawl your hands back to your lower back, and then bring your hips to your heels, palms to your thighs. You can close your eyes here, or soften your gaze. Whichever you choose. Use this moment to honor yourself, to honor your practice, to honor whatever worries or doubt that might come up. Use them as impressionable visions that give you awareness to allow you to know that it's not real. And that worry and doubt can be changed creatively by coming to your practice. by coming to your breath. Now, start to swing your legs a little forward and bring your soles of your feet into the mat, and then bring your wrists by your hips. Right? So on your exhale, start to inhale your hips up to the ceiling for your reverse table. In this reverse table, you will squeeze the inner thighs to lift your hips up. Use your glutes too to lift your hips up. Press away through your wrists, through the palms of your hands, not so much your wrists. But press away so that you can allow your shoulders to come back and away from your ears as you lift your chest up to the ceiling. And release. Start to bring it all down. Start to lie down your back. Keep the soles of your feet where they are. Right. For bridge, lift your hips up on your inhale. And here you have to lift or walk your feet in just a little bit more so that you can lift your hips up a little bit higher. Right, chin slightly tucked to your chest. Maybe you can interlace your fingers and place them underneath your back. But use your glutes to lift your hips up. Yeah, it might burn a little bit, but that's okay. Strengthen that muscle. Lift up just a little bit more. And release. You can start to walk your legs out. For your Savasana, you can, or actually we'll end class with a shoulder stand. So we can bring that harmony between the lower and upper extremities. So start to somersault your hips over your shoulders, and then use your hands like kickstands into your lower back. Right? The back of the bicep is onto the mat. Your hands push your hips up high to the ceiling. You flex your toes to your face. Now bend your knees to your forehead and walk your toes out above your head for plow. Just start to walk your legs back out for your final Savasana. Extend your legs out long. You can starfish your arms and legs out. Allow your belly to soften. Allow your eyes to sink into the back of your skull. Feel every muscle just drip off your bones into the mat. Find your breath to breathe deeper and longer. Each long inhale meets and greets each exhale with the same length and intensity. You feel all the energy tingles around the ankles, the feet, the calves, the knees, the thighs, the hips, the front of the belly, the chest and back of arms, the front of the chest, neck, face, back of the skull. Draw all your energy in between your eyebrows. Focus on your sixth chakra, perception. It's an escape of that duality where consciousness prevails. The oneness of self. Color your identity through your strength, through your purpose, through your perception. Because there's only one you. And allow that identity to shine. Thank you for attending class. May your days be great. May your experiences even greater. Namaste.